Louder than the bass-heavy music blaring through the speakers, thousands of fans packed the stands, their cheers a chaotic symphony of excitement, national pride, and raw adrenaline. At the center of it all stood Oleksandr Usyk, the Ukrainian heavyweight titan, his face a mask of calm intensity. Across the ring, his opponent, a brash British challenger whose name had been plastered across headlines for weeks, bounced on his toes, exuding a confidence that bordered on arrogance. The Brit had spent months stoking the flames, his press conferences filled with bold predictions and biting insults. He called Usyk overrated, a paper champion who'd crumble under the pressure of his power. The boxing world ate it up, the tension building like a storm ready to break. Tonight, that storm would hit, and it would be unforgettable. The opening bell rang out, sharp and clear, cutting through the noise like a gunshot. The crowd roared as the fighters circled, each man sizing up the other. Usyk moved with a grace that belied his size, his feet gliding across the canvas as if he were dancing to a rhythm only he could hear. The Brit, by contrast, was all aggression, lunging forward with heavy hooks, trying to impose his will early. His punches were wild, fueled by bravado, but Usyk slipped them effortlessly, his head movement a masterclass in precision. A jab here, a feint there. Usyk was reading his opponent like an open book, every page revealing a flaw to exploit. The first round ended with the Brit breathing heavily, his confidence unshaken, but his face already showing the strain of chasing. A ghost dot as the second round began, the dynamic shifted. Usyk started to find his range, his jab snapping out like a whip, catching the Brit's nose and drawing a thin trickle of blood. The crowd sensed it, a predator circling its prey. The Brit, to his credit, didn't back down. He landed a solid right hand that rocked Usyk's head back, drawing gasps from the audience. For a moment, it seemed like the challenger's boasts might have some weight. But Usyk absorbed the blow, his eyes narrowing, and responded with a vicious body shot that made the Brit wince. The Ukrainian's game plan was clear: dismantle the body, sap the strength, and set up the kill. Every move was deliberate, every punch a brushstroke in a masterpiece of controlled violence. By the third round, the Brit's bravado was starting to crack. His punches were slower, his footwork clumsier. Usyk, meanwhile, was relentless, his combinations flowing like water, smooth, unstoppable, and devastating. A left hook to the ribs, a right cross to the jaw, then a quick step back to avoid the desperate counter. The crowd was on its feet, the energy in the arena reaching fever pitch. The Brit's corner screamed for him to keep his hands up, but Usyk and his actions speak louder than words. As the ring cleared and the announcer's voice boomed through the speakers, declaring Usyk the victor by knockout, the implications of the fight began to sink in. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. The heavyweight division, already a shark tank of talent, had been put on notice. Usyk's blend of speed, power, and ring IQ made him a nightmare matchup for anyone. Social media lit up within minutes, clips of the knockout spreading like wildfire. Fans posted memes of the Brit's pre-fight boasts juxtaposed with his crumpled form on the canvas. Analysts dissected every second of the fight, praising Usyk's technical brilliance and questioning whether anyone could dethrone him. The hashtag #USICO trended worldwide, with millions of views on the grainy fan videos capturing the moment the Brits' lights went out. Backstage, the post-fight press conference was a study in contrasts. Usyk, composed as ever, spoke softly but with conviction, crediting his team, his family, and his faith for the victory. He deflected questions about the Brits' trash talk, saying only, "Words are wind, the ring is truth." The Brit, meanwhile, was defiant but shaken, his face swollen and his voice hoarse. He gave credit to Usyk but vowed to come back stronger, promising a rematch that the boxing world was already skeptical about. The reporters pressed him on his pre-fight antics, but he brushed them off, his bravado dented but not entirely gone. For Usyk, the focus was already shifting to the future. Names like Fury, Joshua, and Du Bois floated in the air, each a potential blockbuster waiting to happen. The boxing world buzzed for days after the fight. Forums and podcasts debated whether this was Usyk's finest hour or just another day at the office for a man who seemed born for the ring. Fans in Ukraine celebrated their hero. a symbol of resilience in a country that had faced its share of battles. In the UK, the mood was more subdued, with some fans calling the Brits' performance brave, but others labeling it reckless. The knockout had shifted the narrative, turning a hyped-up challenger into a cautionary tale about underestimating a champion. Usyk's stock soared, his name now mentioned in the same breath as the all-time greats. While the Brit faced a long road to redemption, for those who witnessed it, the fight was more than a sporting event. It was a spectacle, a clash of wills, that ended in a moment of pure, unfiltered drama. Usyk's victory was a reminder of why boxing captivates the world: the raw emotion, the high stakes, and the ability of one punch to change everything. As the dust settled, the question on everyone's lips was simple but daunting: who's next? Whoever it was, they'd need to bring more than bravado to face a man like Usyk, a champion who'd proven, once again, that he was a cut above the rest. The boxing world would be watching, waiting for